Hey everyone, I'm Janet and this is Nadia. It's my little demo girl today. And I am going to walk you through a Shavasana assist split into two parts, so the lower body and then the upper body. You can do them as a whole thing if you want, if you have extra time in class or you're giving a private, or if you just have like a minute or two, you can just do the lower body or the upper body and yeah, make it your own. So you can go ahead and lay down. So I would normally cue in Shavasana to have people separate their feet, let their toes flap open, but if they're not in that shape, you can always approach them and separate their feet so they're a little bit wider, but that will help you kind of enter this assist. Just take a deep breath. Exhale so that you are relaxing through your own body before beginning. And then you'll just make contact with the ankles, the feet. You can give them a good squeeze, working around, pressing into the heels, kind of circling the ankle bones, maybe massaging the arches of the feet. I like to find that spot right underneath the ball of the foot and give it a little pull. And you can like lean back with your body. And then you'll just start to move the body with the quality of water. And this is going to allow them to just kind of relax and soften and let go of tension. And grab the feet from the outside and cup the heels with the hands, and then you can like give them a little bounce that also kind of helps them to relax. Bring the feet together and slowly lower the feet into your lap so that the balls of the feet are on your belly. And then take the tops of the feet so you're giving the arches a little hug. And you'll just start to lean forward and slowly pull the feet as you lean back. And I kind of keep the contact with the belly. You lean forward and see the body, the chin move into extension. And then a pulling as you see the body move into flexion. And you can do that a couple times. Just moving with kind of your own breath. And then slowly you'll cup the heels again. And you can, again, add that bounce whenever it feels good. You can do a little wiggle of the foot side to side so that the femur bone is kind of moving in the socket really freely, like you're just oiling, lubricating through that ball and socket joint. And then you'll slowly stand up. You can do circles. And you can kind of do any of this, all of it, pick a different order. And then you'll step your right foot forward, kind of just so it's in line with their knees. Hook the back or the tops of their feet around the top of your buttocks. Will depend on their height, where you land, and then you just pull and you broaden the chest. A little lean back. All right, and then you'll come out of it, unhook the legs, bring them together. So you have them together, and then you'll slowly start to squat to their side. So my left knee is right in line with her left hip, and then I'm going to drape the legs on top of my thigh so that my thigh is right in the knee creases, and then hook her right foot on top of the left. And there's a little bit of leverage here, so you press down into the feet. Notice the pelvis lifts. If someone's taller, you might need to lift your heel up so you have a little bit more height, and then you can just start this kind of rocking, that water motion. And I'm using my full body to move her body. And if you want a little bit more movement, you can use your hand to kind of palpate through their hips. And then you'll just slowly release the pelvis down nice and gently. You can keep the feet there, keep the knees there. I take a little lean back, and then my hands find the rib cage. And once again, moving like water, just side to side. Just moving the rib cage between your hands. And then slowly stand up onto your knees. Grab the ankles. The knees kind of come into the chest. And then you lean back, and you can do, it's called the Toro, little bullfighter. And you can do that same thing if you want after. So you hook the feet and lean back, proud chest. And then I always like to add a little movement as I lower the feet to kind of release any more tension. And then I keep the contact as I move up the body to the hips. I kind of straddle the hips here, and then my left hand finds her right hand. So I'm moving across the body, and I like hug her thumb. I don't know what this grip is called, but yeah, a nice little grip. And then I use my right hand on the wrist, and I just start to wiggle the arm. And they might need a little bit of encouragement to relax. Sometimes I'll even say, just relax. Sometimes we need those reminders. And then I'm going to gently pull the arm across the body. My hand pulls kind of like her trap, the top of the shoulder here, and it's just like this gentle kind of pull. It kind of gets into the neck a little bit. Just nice. And then you slide the hand around to the back to the shoulder blade. And it's like you're sliding the shoulder blade down as you bring the arm across and place it down. And then my left hand comes on top, finding that perfect fit, drawing my hand out underneath. And then I lean forward so that my weight, my shoulder's over her shoulder. Pressing the forearm, you can massage the arm, make it your own. As you pick up techniques along the way, you can press into the hand. Keeping the contact till I find the other arm. So my right hand comes across. Same thing, I cup the fingers around my wrist. Wiggle the arm. And then I start to pull the arm across the body. Coming to the top of the shoulder, and just really gently. It's all about going slow. So you're kind of not going beyond their limits. And then my hand slides around the back of the shoulder, gently pulling the shoulder blade down the back. And then take the arm across. Same thing, right hand cups the top of the shoulder, finding that kind of ball and mitt situation fit. Maybe taking a couple breaths as you land. And then the hand. And then my right hand is going to stay on the body. I'm going to crawl around all the way. And you can do this seated or standing. I like standing because I get a little bit more kind of leverage. Finding the fit, I flip my fingers around, and then I just gently sink kind of my weight so my shoulders are directly over my wrists. And then you can kind of switch it around so your fingers face the other way, and it's like you're stretching across their chest. You can always do that little wiggle again. And then you'll make your way down. It's nice to find a little seat, whatever's comfortable for you. And then the fingers turn in, and again, you're kind of stretching across their collarbones. If you're comfortable, you can take kind of the knife edge of your hand and massage it into their pec, so it's that connection between the chest and the shoulder, which can be really tight. And then I take my hands one at a time to the back of the neck, and I just start to massage the spine. You might work your way down a little bit. You know, there's only so far you can get. most beautiful things you can do is just to simply hold their head. So you just bring your pinkies together, cupping their skull. And then you just start to breathe and soften yourself as you just hold them and support them so that they can fully kind of let go. And you could even be here a minute. Like this might be all that you do, and it's enough. And slowly release the head. And then I'll take my thumbs to the center of the eyebrows and just massage along the tops of the eyebrows, maybe down the chin line, to the bottom of the chin, back up, and then again, center of the eyebrows, maybe the mid-forehead, down to the cheekbones. And take thumbs to the eyebrows, all the way to the hairline, maybe along the hairline. And then I like to take my peace fingers and I hook them around the top of the ears. And I just gently massage, gently pulling the skin. You can massage their scalp, pressing down with your fingertips. You can give them a little tug of the hair. And then I usually end by kind of braiding the fingers. So I just, massage them down until about the top of the skull. And I just take a few breaths here. And then you have the option, if you feel comfortable with your student, you can keep one hand on the crown of the head, two peace fingers. Just gonna kind of come to the top of their sternum here, in the middle of their sternum. And just kind of as a downward push. And you take a few breaths. And I usually release on the exhale. So I'll kind of wait for that. And as you end, you just be with them for a couple of breaths. And leaning into that, really slow, calm, supportive energy. Maybe a little bow. You can wake them up. Good. Thank you guys.